What's your top priority at Sogni for scaling AI in Web3? So in the Web3 space, scaling AI tooling or applications.
So I see this combination of AI and Web3, especially in the form of DPIN, as a match made in heaven. Because the reality is that more and more people are having really high-end machines. These M4 laptops, Macs just came out with unified memory to run large models. You have all these RTX. The 5090 just came out. This thing only costs like a little over $2,000. So people are buying all in these $5,000, $6,000 gaming PCs or for other purposes, and they're only using it for 8 or 9 hours a day. 16 hours is just sitting there unused, and by connecting them all up in this DPIN solution. I think this is the perfect use case for DPIN. And when people do that, same thing like Ethereum nodes, they need to get paid for their service, and that is the perfect use case for a token. So when you combine all these, it's like Bitcoin itself. It's revolutionary, but there's three or four ideas like public-private key cryptography and time-based snapshots and stuff like that you combine together to form this new beast that is amazing. And so that's what I'm really loving about like the confluence of like this AI Web3 DPIN. It's not just a bunch of buzzwords, but they're puzzle pieces to me that like perfectly fit. And our job right now is to prove that DPIN works. You don't have to buy expensive Amazon cloud servers or set up your own data center with heavy machines. This is kind of like the old model. If you look at the Midjourneys and the ChatGPTs and even these new AI video models, their goal is to charge you $20 or $30 a month and dole out as little GPU as possible to profit off the difference, right? So, for example, when we come out with Sogni AI video support later on in Q2 here, we're the only ones that are going to give you more than 10 or 15 seconds. We'll give you 1 minute, 2 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes as long as you're willing to pay because we're not trying to profit off monthly fees. We're rock bottom prices, parallel, and like the cheapest, fastest in the industry. So I'm just excited every day to like prove my point there. And Sogni, when we last spoke, Brian, in Hong Kong, we probably had like 20,000, 30,000 users. In the last couple of weeks, we have ballooned to 300,000 plus users, and it's absolutely causing a lot of issues in kinks in our armor of our test net. But that was the whole point of a test net, right? Multiple phases to test out all this different stuff. Any way you can try to bot the system, people are trying to bot our system to earn our test net token and move up on our leaderboards. And it's perfect for us. And I remind my team these are good problems to have for us to solve so that we don't experience those problems in mainnet. You know what I mean? So I know my response was pretty big and all over the place, but overall I'm just enjoying it. I believe the best way to make money in the world is find a place to provide value and take a cut, and that's essentially what Sogni is doing. Only it's not just Sogni the company taking a cut. We're giving that to model trainers a percentage. We're giving that to the GPU workers. So that's my favorite thing, where you can find a place where everyone can win together, and that's what Sogni is.
Hey, don't worry about it. The founders of a project should be the biggest cheerleaders for their project. So go ahead and lead the cheers for what you guys are doing all the way. And as for your answer in regard to scaling, that's a great point about how for 16 or so hours per day, those very expensive, highly capable graphics cards are just sitting there doing nothing, and people could be getting paid for having them, not just for playing video games. Like you're not just going to play Assassin's Creed or Ghost of Tsushima. You can actually make money with those things. So, Abdul, how about you? What is your priority in regard to ZigChain
Yeah.
and Zignali in scaling AI in Web3?
See, again, as I said, when it comes to scaling AI, we believe, again, it's a technology. We are not particularly only focused on AI. We, again, believe that it will play a very big role in shaping the wealth management overall. For us, I'll tell you what is the priority essentially for us is that we can provide an environment where essentially investors can actually invest across the globe through UI, easy UI UX, in a very seamless manner without any boundaries. Okay, and on the other hand, we want to give the distribution layer to these assets basically. Like if someone is doing a private credit, okay, we would want to have a tokenized version of it on our blockchain and offer to the end user. Yes, AI will play a very big role in terms of identifying where to invest, what to invest for the end user. But and we are, yes, we have been talking about, giving AI toolkit to the developers and all that. And you might see that coming in. But AI, we think of AI as an enabler, okay? But and we don't want to make AI as a single source of technology to grow the scale, grow the blockchain.
I see. So it's not just about AI, but within the scope of AI, that's the
Yeah.
enabler that could unlock a lot of different functionality, perhaps on ZigChain itself, and more importantly, across the blockchain space for anyone who wants
Yes.
to tap into
Yeah.
ZigChain's
So,
capabilities.
like for example, one of the use cases right now I'll talk about is very interesting. Like there are a lot of you see a lot of people creating trading AI agents, right? That they can fetch data and they can, run on chain, off chain, blah blah blah, and create like yield, right? But where do they market it? How do they run it? We provide that infrastructure already right now today. That if they can become a fund manager designally today, and all these through our API, they can actually run these strategies right now, and they will be exposed to hundreds of thousands of people managing tens of millions of dollars right now. And with our blockchain and our DeFi version coming out very soon, they will be able to, manage on chain, off chain, or whatever strategies they are implementing. It can be done everywhere. So yes, I mean, like the AI use case in the fund management is there, and we are a perfect platform for people to execute it. But again, it is not the only thing, but it is one of the biggest things.
I also
Got
think
it.
Zignali is a good use case for us in terms of our partnership together in providing like some decentralized AI infrastructure
100%.
um,
100%.
for yeah, creator-centric like Web3 tooling, so that when, for example, someone builds like a token launcher on ZigChain, like they can use
Hmm.
Sogni as a first-class tool to generate like a logo or a banner based on the description of the token, for example. So these are really
Yeah.
good use cases that we've been kind of experimenting with there. And any way where we can provide that, we also have this NFT art creator that we're going to white label, following the footsteps of Abdul, in that if something is not in your market, you can white label and get to even more markets, right? And everyone
Yes.
wins again. So it's a really great use case.